Hi there, welcome again to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about an article that I actually read. I had heard it during last week during the DNC when Kamala Harris and Tim Walz were accepting their nominations. And it was an interesting story because, of course, they were talking about President Joe Biden and how he had stepped out of the race. And they talked about an issue regarding healthcare and medical bills. So, of course, we know there's the Affordable Care Act, there's Obamacare, and it's also well documented that Beau Biden, Joe Biden's son, had died from brain cancer because they were burning chemicals basically in these fire pits, and he inhaled that, and that caused his unfortunate death. In dealing with this issue, and this happened around 2015. At that time, remember, it was Hillary Clinton that was running for office, and President Barack Obama did not feel that Mr. Biden was ready to proceed with, dealing with all the stresses and the pressures of the White House. So that's kind of why Barack Obama did not support him because Beau Biden had passed away. But this is where it ties in to the issue that's so dear to me. I continue to have issues with this belief about healthcare and the fact that it's based on capitalism, for lack of a better word. So once money is involved, perspective changes everything. And so Beau Biden in the military, but not immune to the issues that we all face, had medical bills. And because the family could not afford it, Joe Biden, vice president at the time, in conversation with President Barack Obama, told him he was thinking about selling his home in Delaware in order to pay for those medical bills. That's the part I want you to stop, take a deep breath, and listen to what I just said. The two most powerful people in the country and the world are having a discussion about one of their sons' medical bills and not being able to afford it. You would think that the vice president would snap his fingers and just like that, we're done and we don't have to worry about medical bills. While maybe the president and vice presidents and other high members of staff have 100% full coverage under medical bills, the rest of us that are not presidents, we do not have that opportunity. And now we see it with Beau Biden. So think about the fact that his family was dealing with this issue, not to mention the stress and everything else where he died, and the medical bills that come after, or if this conversation took place while Beau Biden was still alive. But just think of the impact that medical bills has on a family. Now, what makes the story even better is that President Barack Obama had told then Vice President Joe Biden not to sell the home, not to worry about it, that he would take care of those bills. So I don't know what happened after that. I don't know if Barack Obama cut a check, whatever it might be. But think about it. As much as they try to push that bankruptcy is due to a lavish lifestyle and everything else, it comes down to three things. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule, but the majority of reasons people file for bankruptcy is simply medical bills and health related issues. That's one and two. Three is divorce. Now, health related means you miss work for X amount of time, or you have to go from full time to part time because you're recovering. That's actually one of the fears that I had when COVID was out. I figured if I get COVID, which I did, I wasn't hospitalized. I go, but what if I am? I can handle this, physically. What I cannot handle is weeks, if not a month, without work. What if I'm in a hospital for 3 weeks? How do we resolve this issue of bills got to be paid? So think about that. The president and vice president were concerned about Joe Biden's son's medical bills, and obviously there wasn't full coverage, and they were thinking of a way of paying for it. Now, could they have filed for bankruptcy and everything else? Yes, but I'm sure being a lifetime in politics, that's the last thing that he wanted his son to do. But it just shows you the gravity of the situation and how medical bills could obviously just destroy your finances or your family's finances. That's why I'm a big advocate that we need to resolve the issue with medical bills. This issue that you don't get sick on purpose. So to have to face consequences of that, I have represented people that filed 2 and 3 bankruptcies because of health related reasons. They filed for bankruptcy, pre-existing conditions, which is not an issue anymore under the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. But then they have to file again 8 or 9 years later, and then they do it again 8 or 9 years later. I've known plenty of people that have to take jobs that they don't want and they don't like only because of the healthcare benefits. Try to put your brain around that. If you're somewhere you don't want to be, chances are that's going to reflect on your work. That's human nature. And that's why I think this is such an important issue. The good news is that the Biden administration has pushed already, and I think it's already been a done deal. At least it started off voluntarily, but I'm pretty sure the law was passed. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Comments in the section below. Um, that medical bills will not be in your credit report, which again, I agree with too. There's no reason why you should destroy someone's life financially while they're trying to buy a home, and then you have these ridiculous medical bills that are there that again could be wiped out in bankruptcy. So that was today's video. I just wanted you to try to put in perspective this issue of bankruptcy and medical bills and how the president was literally this close to selling his home just to help out his son financially. So obviously it's an issue we all deal with. All right. So take care. I wish you all the best of health. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to post them in the comment section below. Maybe you guys can correct me if this has already been passed as law or not. And have a good rest of your weekend. It's Sunday, so I'm doing the Sunday attire. So if you're seeing this on the weekend, have a great weekend. And if you're seeing it during the week, have a great rest of your week as well. Take care, everyone. Be safe and be healthy.